Good morning, everyone. Today, students, we will discuss the texture unit, which we already finished the form, the one that is related to 2D, 3D, and 1D. And today is a very simple lesson. It's all about touching and feeling the sensation and looking at stuff and describing it. So basically, texture refers to the way an object feels to the touch or looks. So we have to use our hands to describe a texture or using our eyes. These are the two important things we have to focus on. Again, using our hands and using our eyes. Using our hands is to feel, okay? To feel the objects, to feel the items, and describing them using our hands, okay? And the other way is to look at them, okay? If they are not near to us or close to us, we can look at them from afar and describe them, okay? We can talk about them either way. Like we say it's smooth surface, maybe it's bumpy surface, maybe it's gritty, and so on. So in texture we have two categories, okay? We have an actual category and we have implied. As any other unit, like form and shape, there are two categories. One, we find them in nature, and one, the human made. Okay, so the actual texture is things we find in nature, things that are God given, God made. Okay, God made these things for us to feel, okay? He gave us a hand to feel the objects, okay? To describe about them, to touch them, and take care of them. So the actual texture, things we find in nature, like trees, like woods, like any solid object or any liquid object, okay? Anything can be touched from the nature. And implied means the things that artists make, the human made, okay? Things we make, we make to replicate the things that are already made in nature, okay? So you can use painting, you use a pencil or a pen to replicate what is already made, okay? So implied means to replicate, okay? To make the same texture of any element, okay? So I'm making a texture of this, okay? I'm replicating the leaf, okay? I'm making the leaf and replicating the texture. Can you see the texture? I'm using lines to create these things, okay? We can use paint, colors, or crayons, anything to create the same texture. So we will start with the actual texture and we will have reference photos to describe them. If you are near to any object, okay, you can touch it and describe it and talk about it. So let's say for this one, this image describes a brick. By just looking at it, you know there are lines here. This is horizontal. Also, this is horizontal. This is vertical line. Okay, we can see shapes. Okay, and we can see the holes, the bumpiness, the texture in the brick. Okay, this is a brick. We know it's a brick because we saw before and we know it. Okay, now we can describe because we touched it before. We know it's very hard surface. Okay, it's not soft. It's hard, okay? Hard to the touch because it's a solid matter. Solid means it's rough, okay? So it's hard and rough surface, okay? Hard to the touch. Hard means it's not breakable. It cannot be break, okay? Not break easily, okay? Soft means it can be bent, it can be broken, it can be ripped apart, it can be cut into two pieces, okay? Or many pieces. Okay, so hard, it's hard, it cannot be broken easily, and rough. When we put our hands to it, it's very rough surface. Okay, it's not nice to touch. This one, we can see it's feathers. Okay, we can see feathers here, so we know it's a bird. Okay, it's a pigeon, bird, any flying animal. Okay, we touched feathers before. We know it's a soft surface, okay? It's a soft thing. Feathers can be broken, can be torn apart, okay? And we know it's smooth, okay? Smooth surface because it's soft to touch, okay? It's nice to touch. It's not rough and it's not hard. The next one. Okay, maybe this is a bit tricky because not everyone can see this image or this item in everywhere. This is a wall, okay? Wall, a moldy wall. You know what mold is? Afan, okay? Afan, we can know it because of the colors, okay? We know this color is a mold, okay? So it's a wall or maybe a floor or a ground, okay? So I know for a fact it's not a soft, okay, because floors or grounds or brick walls are hard objects, okay? It cannot be broken easily, not by hand, okay? And also for a fact I know it's not smooth, okay? It's rough because I can see the objects here that are rough, okay? It has small gritty particles. It's rough to the touch. It's not smooth, it's not nice to touch it. This one, I know it's a fabric. Why? Because I can see pattern, small pattern, okay? I can see it's reflecting light, okay? I can see shadow, I can see the lines it's making, so I know it's a fabric, okay? It's a white fabric, and I know it's soft because I can cut it, right? Fabric can be cut with a scissors, okay? Sometimes with hands. If you have a strong hand, you can cut it and rip it, okay? I know it's smooth, okay? It's not rough. It's smooth because sometimes soft is related to smooth, and I know this fabric is smooth because I touched before, okay? And you may have also touched it before, and you know for a fact it's smooth. Okay, this image can be a little bit tricky because it's not a solid matter, okay? It's not a brick, it's not a wall, it's not a ground or anything that is hard because we can see shadows, smooth shadows, okay? We can see the reflection of light can go in a certain way, okay? We can see blocks of shadow and light, okay? And we can see reflection, glossy and shiny things that are reflected, okay? Glossy means reflection, okay? Shiny means it can reflect the light, so it's glossy and shiny. Matte means matte things that are not shiny, not glossy. They cannot ever reflect light, okay? I will show you in a while pictures that are matte, solid matte, plain color, there are no reflections, okay? So this one we know for a fact it's a liquid, okay? Liquid means anything that are watery, liquidy, that is sunny, runny and slippery, okay? This is liquid, okay? We know it's liquid because it's obvious, okay? It's not solid and it's not matte. It's liquid, glossy and shiny. This is a painting. We know it's a painting because there are many colors here. Splatters, splashes, and strokes of colors. Many colors, okay? So, when color gets hardened, it gets hard, okay? When the color harden, after a while, when you leave it outside to dry, it becomes hard. So we know it's hard, okay? And it's not smooth because there are many textures, okay? There are many bumpiness. We know when we add color to a canvas, it can give a dimension to it, okay? Thick paste, okay? So we know it's rough because there are many bumpiness on this canvas. This is a wood from a tree. We know it's wood because we saw it before, right? We can see many patterns, many lines. There are shapes here. You can see circles within circles within circles, right? We can see rigid lines, okay? We can see straight lines, diagonal lines, and many lines, okay? So this is wood, and wood have many textures in it. And we know for a fact wood is hard. It cannot be broken by hand. We have to use chainsaw machines and heavy electrical machines, okay? And it's not smooth, okay? It's not smooth for, to a touch, okay? Because when we touch wood, maybe sometimes we can hurt our hands. So it's rough, okay? What about this picture? It's iced, right? You can see the ice, and ice have many lovely patterns, okay? Sometimes if you go outside in a weather where snow falls, you will see these lovely patterns. But in Bahrain, we don't have snow falling, right? Okay, so is it liquid or solid? Is ice liquid or solid? It's solid because when it was when the ice was water, we can't say liquid, but now it's solid. Okay, it's frozen water, so it's solid. Okay. Now, is it smooth or rough? Okay, there is a difference between when it's liquid, it can be smooth, but whenever it's solid, can be rough. But sometimes when it melts, when the solid melts, again it becomes smoother. Okay, because it's related to water. Okay, it becomes liquidy. When the state is very very hard, it can be rough. Okay, there is a difference. You have to know the difference. Now this is a painting. Okay, what did we say about painting? Painting have many textures. If you zoomed in the you will see small holes, right? It means it have many textures. Okay, there is a pattern. Okay, and there is gallops of colors. Okay, and splatters and splashes and strokes. Can you see them? Okay, there is orange, green, blue, red. It means there are many colors in this painting. So it's hard surface, okay, and rough. Sometimes we associate hard with roughness, soft with smoothness, okay, but this is hard and rough, not soft or smooth. The next one, may others say it's wood, okay, from a tree, and many others will say it's a mountain, and it's actually a mountain. Okay, it's zoomed out from afar and it's pictured from above. How did we know that it's a mountain? Because we can see small trees, okay, and valleys, okay, because we know this is the highest point and this is the lowest point at the dimension. Do you remember the dimension? Okay, so for a fact, we know it's hard because mountains are made of rocks and rocks are hard, cannot be broken easily, it's not soft, and they have rough surface, okay? It can hurt your hand, okay, not smooth. This one, we know again, this is a wood, right? We can see the pattern and we saw it before and we know it, okay? So again, it's hard and rough. This one is easy. How about this one? This is a reflective material, right? Sometimes it can be solid, sometimes it can be liquid. Maybe this is a colored water or this is a colored solid matter, okay? We don't know the difference, but we will say it's liquid. Why? Because we can see the curves, the smooth curves, okay? It's very smooth and watery, okay? So again, we will say it's glossy and shiny. It's not matte because it's reflecting certain lights, okay? It's glossy and shiny and it's liquid. We can see the lines. This is grass, right? Where do we find grass? We find grass outside and outdoor areas like parks, gardens, jungles, maybe outside our houses, okay? And we know for a fact that grass is soft. Why grass is soft? Because it can be cut into 2 pieces, 3 pieces or more. Okay, it's bendable, it can be cut, okay, and it's smooth, okay, it's not rough, it cannot hurt our hands, it's smooth. We find sand in deserts, outdoor playgrounds, right? Okay, how do we know the difference between if it's soft or hard? Okay, let me break it down to you. It will be soft if the sand atoms were reduced and small in size. Yes, they will become soft, but they will become hard if they are in large scales. Okay, if it was this size, okay, it will become hard. If it was small size and soft to the touch, yes, it will be soft. So in this case, in this picture, it is soft because it's reduced in size. Okay, so is it smooth or gritty? No, it's not smooth, it's gritty because sand is similar to salt and sugar, okay? It's grain, okay? It's grainy, it's gritty, okay? Sand is gritty, also salt and sugar. Okay, what about this image? You know, it's not water, it's glass. Why it's glass? Because it's reflecting the light from the other side, right? You can see here light sources, right? You can see here's red color, here is green, and there is a light source here, and the glass is reflecting it, okay? And it's breaking down, it's bending the light, okay? So it's glass, and we know glass is hard. It cannot be broken by hand. It will hurt your hand, okay? And of course, it's not matte because we said glass and liquid are glossy and shiny. They reflect the light and they bend it. It's not soft, it's hard. It's not matte, it's glossy, okay? Okay, we discussed wood before, right? We said it's hard and not smooth, it's rough, okay? We have to relate hard with roughness, soft with smoothness. But this one is not soft, it's not smooth, it's rough and hard. Again, this is a sand, right? We said sand has gritty feeling, okay? Like sugar and salt, okay? And sometimes can be soft and sometimes can be hard, but again this one is reduced in size, right? So it's soft, okay, because the atoms and the size of the sand is small, okay, so it's soft and gritty. Okay, for this one, we know for a fact this is a land, okay, somewhere, because we can see it's grass and we know there is light, right? So it's outside, okay, it's sunny outside. We can see it's dry and rough. How do we know that? Because it's very broken down into small pieces, large quantities, okay? It's not moist and it's not smooth because we touched rocks before, we touched the ground before. We know it's rough, okay? We know it's rough and we know it's dry because it gives you the feeling of dryness, okay, and hard. Okay, now we get to the part we discussed, matte. This is for a fact all of it one color, solid color, right? It's matte because you cannot see any reflection of any light, okay? There is no source of light, it's a plain color, okay? So we say it's matte. Basically it's soft. Anything that is matte, it's soft to the touch because hard things can be reflective, okay, and sometimes rarely soft things can be reflective, but plain color with no actual reflection or glossiness or shyness can be soft, okay? It gives you the sensation of softness. For this one, we know it's a little bit muddy. Maybe it's a tree, maybe it's a floor outside, maybe it's a ground where dirt and water is mixed, because we can see swirls and swerves of it's mud. Maybe it's a tree. We don't know actually, okay? But we know for a fact it's hard and rough, okay? It's not smooth and it's not soft. As you know, things and object maybe have 2 or 3, maybe 15 even texture, okay? This one has 3. Let's discuss it. It has a hard texture, okay? It gives you the feeling of something very hard to the touch, okay? And also gritty. You can see the small particles, as we said about sand. You can see the small particles, and it's glossy and shiny. This part is reflecting the light, okay? On the left is reflecting the light, and also on the right, okay? So it's glossy and shiny, gritty surface, and hard object. Again, this one we said it's matte because it's not reflecting any light, and it gives you the soft feeling because there is not any texture on the color, right? On this picture there is nothing. It's empty. It gives you the comfortable feeling. Okay, this one again, look, it's gritty, right? It gives you the feeling of sandy and bumpy feeling. It's not smooth. Actually, it's never smooth, okay? And it's hard because we know this is a wall. Again, with the same thing, it's gritty, okay, because we see bumpiness and small grains, and it's hard to the touch. This one again, same, it's hard and gritty because we can see small particles. Again with this one, it's gritty and hard because we can see bumpiness. Look, small bumpiness, because when we use our hands to describe it, we will say it's gritty, not smooth. Before we explained every image individually at a close-up range. Now we will discuss things in a large area, okay? We use the wider view, okay? Now we can see clouds here, and we know clouds are soft. It gives you the feeling of cloudy, airy things, okay? It's soft, okay? It's soft and cloudy. The sun is shiny. We know that the sun is shiny, okay? Because it's the source of light, and light is shine, okay? Also, we can see the sea here. It's an ocean or a sea or a beach. Okay, it's related to liquid because it's not solid matter, it's liquid. Okay, and it's shiny. Why it's shiny? Because it's reflecting the imagery. Okay, it's reflecting the light. Okay, and slippery means you can slip on it. If there is a puddle on the floor, if it's quite a mess on the floor, you will slip on it. It's slippery, shiny, and liquidy. And here we have a tree, and we know tree with wood is hard and rough. In this picture, we know it's cloudy and misty and foggy, okay? We cannot see clear objects here. We know there is a cloud here. We know cloud are soft, okay? And here is grass. Grass we know is soft. And here are the branches of a tree. It's wood, it's hard and rough. Again, here's the sun here. We know sun is shiny, okay? There are trees here are hard and rough, okay? This is ice, okay? Where drive can pass, okay? It's a road with ice on it, okay? So it's hard and rough and slippery, okay? Because it's icy. This one, again, we said about the clouds. Clouds are airy things, are soft, okay? Soft and floaty. They are up in the atmosphere, in the sky. And there is a sea here, okay? There is maybe an ocean, sea here, okay? We know for a fact that are things that are water, are liquid, okay? Again, they are shiny because they are reflecting the light source, okay? You can see it here. Oh, look. Now we will discuss the implied. Before we talked about the actual, the things we find in nature. Now the implied, where the artists create the texture. Mimic means duplicate and create the same patterns, okay? Patterns of the texture. Here we find the wood, okay? This is the wood because it gives you the feeling of wood. We know that for a fact would have a similar pattern, okay? We have to recognize patterns so we can create the same thing. Here, it gives you the scale, okay? Do you know the fish? Where the fish has small scales to it? It gives you the same feeling. How about this one? It feels like grass. It feels like a grass because it's long. Maybe this side or this side, okay? This one scribbles, okay? There is a texture of scribbles to it, okay? This is rough texture. This is hard and rough. Also this one, okay? This is a bit bumpy and bubbly, maybe. There are many textures to discuss about, okay? This one is a replicate of wood. This is not the actual wood, okay? Because it's shown here. It's a drawing of wood, okay? It's a drawing. Here where implied means, okay? How to replicate the texture of the actual things, okay? The God made, the things we find in nature. This is a sample of work of some students who did a lot of texture, okay? Using again what? We use our lines, we use shapes to create the pattern of texture, okay? We have to use again lines, any type of line, okay? To create a texture. And we have to use shapes within a shape or something to create again the texture, okay?